Hello everyone, welcome back. Lingam here. In this video, we will see about changing themes during runtime in WPF. So, we already have a video in our channel on changing themes during runtime. So, when it is already there, why is this video being created? The first thing is, when I prepared that video before, it was actually based on Haley.MVVM library. It was maybe a couple of years ago. I prepared the theme loader service, and the description, the link to the video is present in the description. You can take a look at the previous video. In the previous video, I have talked about how the whole theme changing works. The basic concept of how you can change the themes during runtime without the use of any external libraries as usual. And then I showed how we can change it using Haley.MVVM libraries. So that was the previous video, and the video was created maybe a year ago, and the whole theme loader service in Haley was created a couple of years ago. But I never had any situation to enhance it further before. So until very recently, I started working on a project where I came up with different requirements, which we are going to look very shortly in this section. So those requirements made me do some research and investigate further, add some different scenarios to prepare a well-established, or how do I say, uh, a very stable application or a very stable mechanism for loading the themes. When I say the new or the enhanced version is stable, that doesn't mean that the old version was not stable. The old version was also stable, but it was not mature enough to handle different scenarios. So in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to look into the new enhancements and how it handles different scenarios. So before even we jump into directly creating the codes and videos, I would like you to spend a little bit of time to understand what we are going to look into the whole video. So let us start with first thing. What is the breaking change in Haley.MVVM? So before we had something called theme loader, and I have removed that. I could have kept the theme loader itself, but I want to make a fresh start, and I have added something called ThemeService. Well, I could have still retained the name, like have the name theme loader itself, but I don't want to make confusions here. And also the latest changes in Haley, not only in MVVM, across IOC, loggers, REST API, everywhere we are started using the name service. So I just want to keep up with the terminologies as well, and that's the reason why the new one is called as theme service. So there is no more theme loader. We will be looking at how we can make use of theme service. And when we discuss about changing themes, the core concept of changing themes, which we will see shortly, what are the things that I expect as a developer? I expect a theme service mechanism to do. First thing is, it should load or change themes for the resource dictionaries which are present in the same DLL. Basically, if I have a DLL or a project, all the resource dictionaries present in my application, this should be changeable, or I should be able to make use of that. And at the same time, if I have an external shared or a common DLL, that resource dictionary should also be handled in my application. So it's basically not only the DLL and the resource dictionary in my application, if external DLLs should also be handled. And as usual, Haley already contains a lot of inbuilt controls, and those themes should also be handled. So these are the three things that I had in my mind when I was making these enhancements. So this is what we are going to look into in this video. We will first start preparing a very simple preliminary project where we will just have a small application where we will have different resource dictionaries, or when we say resource dictionaries, nothing but the themes, and we will change them during runtime. We will change the fonts, colors, and everything to see how we are doing that in same DLL. We will also handle it in external DLL, and we'll also see how to do Haley internal themes. So not necessarily in this order, but we will be looking at them in this video. So first thing first, how do the themes changes? As I said before in the beginning of this video, we already have another video prepared where we have explained that in detail how the basic theme change, the resource dictionary change or theme change is handled in WPF. It's also, you can find the link in description, and this slide, whatever I'm showing here, the same content I'm going to explain it using some charts, shapes, and everything. Just imagine that you have two themes, something called as theme dark and theme light, and the base difference will be in theme dark you have some so this is nothing but a resource dictionary. It's a .xaml file. It has a key called background, and it is a solid color property with the value blue, and the same key, I repeat again, the key is same and the property is same across two different resource dictionaries, but only the value changes. For dark, for the key solid background with the solid color property, the value is blue, and for theme light the value is purple. And not only color, when you are handling themes or skins, you can also change fonts, shapes, like one here you can have the buttons as circle, in another place you can have buttons as rectangle. Like as I always say, imagination has no limit. You can imagine anything, and that until that falls inside certain principles and laws of the application itself, it can still be handled. So we have two themes, which we have changing the color and also the font family. When you switch the theme from dark to light, you should be able to see those changes, like blue changes to purple and the font Times New Roman changes to Lato, those kind of changes. Where and how do I add those dictionaries? Let's say you have an application. So when I say an application, it is nothing but a .exe application. So when you prepare a new WPF .NET framework or .NET Core or whatever it is, even if you prepare a Windows form, that is an application, that is an executable .exe. The output will be in .exe. When you double click it, you will be able to see the application opening up some forms or something like that. And when it comes to WPF application, you have something called app.xaml. This app.xaml will not be, and even Visual Studio or the whole build application itself doesn't allow you to put this inside a DLL or inside a project which is not a Windows executable file. So if you create a new project which is a class library, you will not be able to create something called app.xaml, because it will say that app.xaml cannot be present in this project type. So you can be so sure that app.xaml is present only in the application where you have .exe. So app.xaml is nothing but your global resources. Like you put something there, and all the controls, windows, everything that is present in that project will change or obtain the values from those dictionary. That's what this current is all about. Okay, let's say that you have added a theme. When I say add a theme, it's nothing but inside these resources, like application.current.resources, inside that you will merge it. That's what I mean by adding the theme. And you, let's say you also have one more theme, theme light, as we have seen before. So you have two themes now, but both even though both the theme files, I say both the files are present in the application, but only one of them is merged. That's what we mean by loading. So the other one is just there inside a folder, inside our application, but it is nowhere used. It is not merged anywhere else. So that's what I mean by loading into the application. So what happens is, at present the exe application has theme dark, which is loaded or otherwise merged into the resource dictionary. dictionary. So this has some key like background, and it also has font family. So those keys has some value, and inside your application, if you use those keys, then you will be able to see the colors adapted to that. And what happens when you change your themes? When you say change your themes, during runtime, you need to, from the merged dictionaries, you need to remove the theme dark and you need to add the theme light. So something like this. And what happens when you do that? Your color and your font changes, but not as slow as it is seen now in the presentation. It will be much quicker. It will be instant. You won't even realize it. So of course you will realize it. You won't even realize that it has changed. Yeah, no, maybe I'm wrong. You will realize it has changed. So this is the whole concept. You have two or more. You could have a n number of resource dictionary files, but of all the resource dictionary files, the key principle is only one is loaded into your application. So that is your current theme, and during runtime, you somehow need to find a way to unregister or remove it from your resource dictionary and add the new theme to your resource dictionary. Those are handled using those should be handled, which I call it as a theme handling mechanism. Like whatever libraries that you use, it could be any commercial paid application, some third party libraries, whatever it is, whether it is commercial or whether it is open source. The whole concept everyone follows are the only possible, I cannot say only possible, there will always be more possible ways, but most of them follows the same concept. You take a resource dictionary, you clear it off, and you change the replace it with a new dictionary to match your theme requirements. That's how the resource changing mechanism or theme changing mechanism works. Now let's say that we have an application with two themes, which is named as theme dark, theme light, and it is present in exe application. And what if you have one more shared or external library, or maybe more than one more, and they all have their own themes. Like the themes could also not share the same name, and they could be different. Your application also could take some reference from there. So when we talk about resource dictionaries, like we always use them in different places. So handling the theme, changing the resource dictionaries during runtime, we need to find where those things are used, and where the hierarchies, like sometimes inside your user control itself, you will be registering the merge dictionaries. You will also register your merge dictionaries maybe inside Windows. So there are a lot of possibilities how a resource dictionary could be used within an application, and you cannot control that. But what you can do is you can somehow find a way or a mechanism to change everything. Like when you say like, okay, I have theme A, now I need to change to theme B, then let's say dark and theme 1 are falling under a group called theme A. So we have a group, theme A group, and inside theme A I say, okay, theme dark and theme 1 are my group A, and theme light and theme 2 are my group B. So when I say I'm changing from group A to group B, both this theme dark should be replaced with theme light and theme 1 should be replaced with theme 2. This is the whole idea behind the new enhancement. So here we are. I'm starting with the new WPF .NET framework project. I'll name it as ThemeService test, and you can name it anything that you want, and it can also be handled in framework and also in .NET Core. So there we go, we have got the fresh application loaded, and let me first run this to see what we have. That's it. So it's a plain application without anything, and this is straightforward. Okay, so now I'm not going to explain from scratch how the resource dictionaries could be changed at runtime. Those things are already done in the previous video. So I'm going to directly straight away add, it's only local feed. Let me change. So I changed to NuGet feed. I got different feeds here. Let's start with Haley. and it is HaleyMVVM. So the whole items are present in HaleyMVVM. This is depends on, so the version is 6.2.6 and today is 4th of March 2022. And if you are using any other different versions from before, you will not be able to see ThemeService. So do remember to update to any latest version above 6.2.6, and WPF is above 5.2.2. If you are referencing some of my old videos and you have downloaded some old solution files from a GitHub page, maybe you are using a old version and you will not be able, if you are developing or extending that, you will not be able to see the theme service. So just remember it is 6.6 and 5.2.2. I will install it directly. And one more thing that we are here, before we didn't have something called abstractions. Now across all the Haley libraries like MVVM, WPF extensions, IOCs, and whatever it is, we have a lot of interfaces, we have a lot of enums, models, base classes. So those are now put inside a common library called as Haley.abstractions. The reason why I did this is, in case you are going to use Haley IOC or maybe any IOC, any IOC for that matter, and you want to handle IOC's inversion of control. So basically, it's a dependency injection service. If you're going to use any other dependency injection service and you want to just use the abstractions in your libraries where you don't want to load all the libraries, then you can make use of it. And that's the reason why I added like extracted the abstractions from all the libraries and put them outside. We will be learning all those later, but at present, yeah, we have now added our Haley. Well, there we go. Now we have added it. The moment you add it, you will find something called notes. This will tell you how to add your resource dictionary. So those are all basic things about. This was a very old one. I never got chance to update the documentations, which I will do shortly, or maybe in a couple of months or something. But at present, in case you are thinking of changing this, like migrate to package reference, then this notes and other items that comes along with Haley will disappear immediately. So I suggest first copy, like if you are only using MVVM, you will be merging this resource dictionary which contains only the converters. But if, since this project we have WPF itself, like the reason is, if you have a different WPF library and you only want the converters from Haley, you will be using it. And in our case, we will directly use this because we have WPF here. Go into app.xaml. This is, as we saw in the presentation, this is our main application. How do I know this is a main application? Go to properties, and inside properties you see this is a Windows application. There are three types: console, class, and Windows. Windows application and console will give you .exe output. Class library will not give you that, and only in Windows application you will have this app.xaml. I will anyhow in the course of the video I will prepare one more project and I will show you what happens when we have this app.xaml inside a class library. It will throw some kind of an exception when you are building it. So this you can be very sure that when you have app.xaml, it is the main application.resources. So I will add my resource dictionary here. Now that is wrong. I need a resource dictionary first. So I am opening up size is very small. Let's keep it at 130. This is too big. Maybe this one is fine. Let's open up resource dictionary, and inside this I'm pasting my merge dictionary. What I'm saying is, from the Haley WPF component inside the folder dictionaries, there is a file called haley.rd. Just merge that file inside my application. That's what this means. So this comes from here. In case you are using Haley, you will be only merging it. Anyhow, so now that I'm done with it, now I will move to package reference. It's totally up to you whether you want to move to package reference or not. When I do this, my notes will be gone because it's a reference, so everything is packaged together. And okay, so if I go here, I will see only Haley.wpf. I won't see other external libraries here because all the libraries are now present inside Haley.wpf. So it's itself is a package. That's what we are saying here, package. Save it. and that's good. Now let's go back here, and so the first thing first, we need to have some kind of this so far we have only set up, and the next thing I will create a folder, and let's call it as resource, or maybe dictionaries. It's totally up to you to name whatever you want, and go here, add resource dictionary. So a resource dictionary with the name, let's call it as how do I call skin, maybe skin one. Good, I have something called skin one, and since we are now first going to see a very basic thing, I'm going to keep it very simple. So I will only start with one item. So solid color brush, and the key is, let's say, SCB, solid color brush underscore background, or maybe color one, solid color brush color one. Okay, let me maximize this. And what is my color? For my skin one, my color is red. That is totally fine. I copy this dictionary again, and I replace it, and I call it as skin 2. And in skin 2, my color is going to be where is the purple, which I always, I don't know, red and purple will be similar. So let's take blue, yellow, save it. So now I have two skins and two same key. The most important point is the key is same across skin 1 and skin 2. Let me go into app.xaml. Have I added my skin 1 and skin 2 here? So this is what I explained before in the introduction. So this is what called as loading the theme. So the theme or the resource dictionary file is present, but it is not yet merged anywhere, not yet used or not yet loaded. So if I try to go into my main window, and let me have let's say the background here, and if I say static resource SCB, I'm not able to find that. The reason why, because that is not yet loaded. Only when I load it, I will be able to get it. It doesn't matter whether the IntelliSense, because sometimes IntelliSense itself doesn't work. So let's try to put it and run. So let me take this key. I want to show, because maybe you want to see SCB and it doesn't show, you think that it is not loaded, because sometimes Visual Studio IntelliSense itself could be wrong. It is loaded, but it is not showing you for you. The only way that you will be able to see is when you try to run, it should throw you an error. It's already showing an error. This is not an error occurred while finding the resource dictionary. No, there is not an error, because we have added that resource here, but we still didn't build it. Only when we build it, it will be able to get that. Now while building it, it will throw an error. It didn't throw an error. Why? We have the solid color brush 1, but still our output is succeeded. So what happens is, during runtime, it is going to throw an exception saying that SCB color 1 it is not able to find. Shall we try that now? Start exception somewhere, exception. So let me minimize it. Where is the exception? Exception says that method or operation is not implemented. Apologies, I just checked. There is a very small minor issue. I need to update the package, so it's not 5.2, it is 5.2.3. So just ignore what I said before, and 5.2.3, and MVVM is 6.2.7. The previous version was not correct. Anyhow, so let me save it. So I didn't change anything else, like whatever we did before, it is still the same. And now if I run this, it should now properly load, and there we go. So we have not made any major breakthrough changes here. We just added it, even though it still says that assembly is not referenced, it is still there. So when I rebuild, okay, just ignore this squiggly lines, it is there. it is loaded. You could go inside and see that Haley.WPF is there, so we can ignore that one. So as we were seeing before, the first step, we added the Haley WPF references, and that is totally fine. And the next step, we have two skins here, skin 1 and skin 2. Where is my skin 2? Skin 2, we didn't change the color, or did we change color? Maybe I didn't save it, so that's the reason. Okay, so let me save it this time. So I have skin 1 and skin 2, and I have SCB color 1. If I go inside, and since this skin 1 and skin 2 are there but not loaded, when I say loaded, it is not added here. Even if we give this resource dictionary, what was the dictionary? Background is equal to static resource. Go into my skin, copy this. Actually, okay, so now we should see the error that we were expecting. So basically this SCB color one is not there, that error we are expecting. Okay, so this is line 9 position cannot find the resource. This is an expected error because we know that we made a mistake here, but the previous one of provide a value, that is because of the older version, and that is fixed, and now we are only discussing about here. So the reason is that even though the skin 1 and 2 are present in the DLL, it is not loaded into the application's resource dictionary. So basically it's not initiated as the. To initiate this, let's call skin 1, and I will add it here. So merge inside merge dictionaries, resource dictionaries, sources equal to pack, application. I don't even, this is application URI. I can even, instead of using application URI, I can directly call like this, dictionaries skin 1. Even that will work, but it is always a good practice to put a full pack URI path. So this is boilerplate code. Pack backslash this you will use as a pack URI, and Haley.WPF semicolon component is the assembly name followed by component, and this is the path. So let me first copy this directly, and the dictionaries and skin 1. You don't need to keep it inside dictionary. This is not mandatory. I can change the name also, like skins. So it's totally up to you. Skins, and this one, first one is skin 1. Skin 1 dot skin 01. Okay, let me close this. Now that I have it here, my application should have now picked up this color. When I run this, I should be seeing my color in whatever color we had before. Wow, cannot locate skin 01. Okay, let me close this, go back and see skins. It is it is in WPF component. Of course, WPF library or DLL does not have the skins. It is present in my local application, which is my assembly name is this. So here you should be able to now locate it. Okay. There you go. Okay, so now we got this yellow color. That is fine. So what happens when we change the skin 2? So instead of skin 1, if I change skin, just remember, I'm not changing the key here. The key is still the same, but I'm changing only the resource dictionary. Instead of 3 to 1, I'm changing it to 2 at the app.xaml level. Now I'm stopping the application and starting, and then I'm changing, but we will just see. So now we got the pink color. So now you should have an idea about how it works. When the key is same, because we have some key and it has no idea where the key is coming from, all we say is like, hey, I have a key and get this key from my resource dictionaries. So at present it is being served from skin 2, and if I remove the skin 2 and replace it with the skin 1, then the same key, like this background, the SCB color one, will be served. Instead of being served from skin 2, it will be served from skin 1. So the core concept is this. During runtime, whenever we change the themes, we need to replace one dictionary with another. What will happen if the key is wrong? Okay, like skin 1 has 0 1 2 or maybe 0 2, but skin 2 doesn't wow, already have 0 2. Okay, I will change it to skin 5 and save this. I'm changing it, but I'm not opening up skin 2. Okay, skin 2 has 0 1, skin 1 has 0 5, but my application is expecting 0 1. If I now go here and say this is going to start with skin 1, what happens? It will throw error. Why? Because skin 1 does not have that key, so the key is not present in skin 1. So this exception will also be thrown during runtime if you try to change to a new theme which does not have the key. So it is your responsibility to ensure that whatever key you use should be present in different themes. So that is a very minimal thing, like it's a very basic thing that is expected from someone who is developing an application. So now that we have seen how this is done, now the only thing that's left is loading it during runtime. So how are we going to do? As we have already added a Haley, I will add the namespaces as well. I have a set of shortcut keys in my it's also present in VSIX file. You can get them, but you can just add these dictionaries. And I will also add reference to something called Haley.services, or maybe I don't even need services, but at present before that let's go here and let us not load the file from startup URI, but let us load it as a event. Okay, on application startup we need to do something, so let us create IThemeService. So there is a interface called IThemeService. Let me call it as TS theme service. So this one IThemeService, if you are going to use dependency injection, let me select and press F12. It's coming from version 1.7 and all it has is couple of methods. Like most important is change theme, this change theme method, and then it has one more method where here register method, and then this startup. So basically you have like couple of methods which are very important for you to set up. That's what we're going to see here anyway. So how do you resolve it? If you're using dependency injection, you can register and resolve, but here I will directly call it as theme service. So this theme service is coming from Haley.services, theme service dot singleton. So it's not a method, it's a object. So the singleton is my theme service. So get theme service, or get theme service is not as theme service. Okay, after that let me add a method and call it as register. You need to register the themes like skin 1 and 2, so that's what we are going to do, register. So far it is quite straightforward. I will just stop here and quickly recap. The core idea behind changing the themes is you have two different resource dictionaries, and we need to load them, which means like we need to merge them into your app.xaml or wherever you want. And during runtime, you need to change it, like you need to change from skin 1 to skin 2. But it doesn't mean that you will have only skin 1 and skin 2. If you have watched the introduction part, you would know that different libraries could also be present. Like you can add one more resource dictionary and call them as fonts. So you need to form a group, like how each group will react. So that's a very important thing, and that's what we are going to do here. So theme service dot register, and it expects something called as a theme builder base. When you hover over, you see before that let me open up but not close and hover. It doesn't say anything. Maybe that is not there, but we have three. One is internal theme builder, and another one is independent theme builder, and another is assembly theme builder. I will explain them one by one. Once you start using them, you will know when and where to use it, but currently let us have with assembly theme builder. What I'm saying is, whatever I'm going to register here is coming from this assembly, like theme service test assembly. So assembly theme builder, it's expecting a new assembly theme builder. So let's create a new assembly theme builder variable. Assembly builder is equal to new assembly theme builder. It takes three variables. One, you can give an assembly itself, which instance I'm saying that whatever I'm going to register are present in this assembly, so I don't need to give. If you don't give anything, then the assembly from where this method is called, currently this is present in theme services, so that will be registered. If you are going to register for multiple of your user controls from here itself in one place, then you need to specify the assembly where you are trying to register it. But at present, let's keep it simple. And you have three methods as we saw the overloads. One is this, and another one is independent group reference ID. That once we look into independent, we will come back there and I will explain how it is handled. So there you go. We have got a new theme builder, and this theme builder I will give here. Fine. But this theme builder, does it carry any information now? At present, nothing. So we need to first assembly builder dot add. First thing first, you need a key is nothing but the themes, and you need to give some URI value. URI value is nothing but where this skin is present. I will always suggest you not to use any absolute values, so always try to use relay. I'm sorry, is the other way around. Don't use relative values, always try to use absolute values. So first let us just consider, let's say we have some themes like theme 1, theme 2, theme 3. Just an imagination, like it can be any number of themes. So first thing, if you see here, the key is an object, the key. So you can give a string, you can give an enum, you can give anything you want. Again, a suggestion, always try to use enum because it will be easy for you to manage. But for this example, this demo, I will first start with the string and then we will go back to enum. First, let's say theme 1, and let me put null because I'm going to add it. And here this is a fluent builder, so you can directly call add like this, theme 2 null, and theme 3 null. So actually we have like 3 themes now: theme 1, theme 2, theme 3. And see, the reason why I suggest not to use string is, if you see string, it can be like, the cases can be different and you can mess up something. So if you are going to use an enum, you can be 100% confident that you did not mess up anything. But you cannot give null. Null will obviously, when you are trying to register, it will throw error. You can even see that. Let's see. Before that, application startup doesn't call anything, right? So variable window is equal to new main window, and window.showData. Let's try to run. This is wrong actually. Why it's not working? Opens a window. UA element is defined in an assembly presentation core. You need to. No, actually that's not an error. It's already there. Maybe we need to rebuild. Rebuild succeeded. So it shows maybe because there is some cache in my obj folder, that's why it's showing up like this. Now there is an error because URI value cannot be null. So the whole let me come back here. The whole theme service itself is set up with a lot of checks and validations. You cannot enter any wrong path URI, or you can enter wrong path URI, but you cannot enter null values, and there are a couple of restrictions which will be validated before during the registration happens. And that is first thing. This is to ensure that during runtime you do not meet any surprises while changing the theme. And if you don't want to throw exceptions like that, you can have something called ts dot exceptions or error handling, something. Yeah, error handling is, there are three ways of error handling. One is you can show throw, or you can show a toast, or you can output diagnostics. When you say output diagnostics, you will only be seeing this error in your output window here. The error is already there, but it didn't throw the exception. So which means that even though you have seen this, the registration didn't happen. General, let me close it, and output is general. Maybe output is build. Okay. Why it doesn't show is that because in the tools options, where am I? In the projects and solutions, build and run, it is minimal. I need to make it diagnostics or detailed so that it will show me the exceptions during build or during debug. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to say show toast. Toast is nothing but a message which will show up here. Let us try that now. So if there is an error, it will not throw an exception, but it will raise an error. So URI value is not empty, but at the same time your application is loaded. So you know that there is an error and your application loaded, but here you will not be able to use the theme. So what I always suggest is when you are building something, when you are doing some development, always throw exceptions. Or you can even ignore this line, so it will definitely throw exceptions. But on production, if you don't want to throw exception, you want to show notifications, or you want to log it, at present it does not use any kind of logger, but eventually it will have it as well. So we know that there is an error. The error is URI cannot be null. So let's say new URI and pack. Let me copy it from here directly. Second one, I will put at, then copy it here. So this is my new URI. So when I say theme one, I cannot put this one because it's a fluent builder. I need one more close bracket. Let me copy the whole item and paste it here. And here I will say skin 2, and let's remove theme 3 because currently we don't have theme 3. But if you say that you want theme 3 with the same value skin 1, it is still possible. You can still give theme 3 there. Now when you do this, the registration will be successful. Okay, there is one more thing here. So this is how you add a theme. What we are doing here is this assembly builder itself is like kind of like a group builder. So in this group, if you try to give same theme twice, like for theme 1, for the same key, if you try to give 2 values, it will throw an exception. Well, it didn't throw an exception, but actually it didn't add it. What happened is since the key is already present, it might have ignored the second value. But anyhow, let's keep it here. And the key point here is this URI and this URI both are present in a group. So this group, whenever you say the theme is changing from theme 1 to theme 2, inside this group, this particular URI will be replaced with the other one. So let's not investigate further there. I will just keep it simple, and I have registered it now. Okay, so I know that I have a skin 1 and I have a skin 2, and I have registered them here. And what is my startup theme? Startup theme is when the application is initiated at first. What theme do I have? I know that I have skin 1, so basically I will say that my current theme, whatever I have loaded, is theme 1. So that's startup theme, and my theme is theme 1. Theme 1. Okay, that's it. This is the very basic requirement that is needed. You need to register some URIs in a group, so you can build a group using internal theme or independent theme or assembly theme builder. And then why is startup theme is an error? Startup theme itself is a property, it's a read-only property. Set startup theme is the method. Okay, and you need to register something, and then you need to set which will be my startup theme. Okay, that is the bare minimum requirement. And after this is done, let me save this. I'm getting this exceptions even though the elements are loaded, right? Because my cache is throwing this kind of exceptions. So I'm going to clean my cache, close my application, open the folder. So open the folder and close the application. Bin and obj I will just delete because I've been doing a lot of things, so the cache was there and Visual Studio was struggling, I believe. Now when we open a fresh Visual Studio and build it, our errors should have gone. So build a rebuild solution, and now the squeaky things are all gone, and we don't have the errors anymore. That's nice. Okay, well, there we go. So we have registered this theme setup here and everything is fine, but during runtime we need to somehow find a way to change my theme from theme 1 to theme 2. Usually for sophisticated applications or big applications, what we do is we have some kind of a drop down menu here, and inside the drop down menu, when you change the theme, everything gets changed, and all these things like that. So we will not do that now, or maybe we can add a simple. Okay, even that itself is simple. So combo box, and I will call it as xname cbox theme, and height is 30 with this 120. Let's make it as 140. It's very bright. And then horizontal alignment is right, vertical alignment is top, margin is equal to 20. So I have it something like this here. Save. So let us now try to add items, and I will say combo box item, and this item content is equal to theme 1, and I have one more item, combo box content is equal to theme 2. At present we have just 2 items, and when this combo box is changed, is selection changed or selection changed? Well, whenever the selection is changed, we got an event, and inside this event we still don't have a, so we have this method here. We need to do the same. So if you look at this, we will just call, so this is a singleton class, so you can call from anywhere you want. So inside my main window, I will do the same thing here, and in case you are using some kind of dependency injection, you will not even be doing like this. Let me cut this out and put it here. And theme service is present in Haley.services. Haley.services. So whenever the selection is changed, we know that this is cbox theme. Okay, so variable selection is equal new theme is equal to cbox theme dot selected item as string. So by now we should have got the new theme value, and very simple. What do you need to do? You need to call ts dot change theme. So the new theme key is new theme, whatever it is. Well, I will remove it as string and let it be an object. Okay, so let's try now. And before we do that, let me close this and do one more thing. The main window is always going up, so the properties, so here the main window properties, I will say startup location is equal to center owner, or maybe center screen. Center screen, so it comes in the center of the screen. Okay, so we got theme 1 and theme 2, and by default the selected theme should also be set up, right? That's okay. First let us change the theme and see. When I change to theme 1, we are already at theme 1, so we need to first get a way of changing that, but that's okay. And selected item is here, so selected item is change theme. And if I do this, there is an exception. Key combo box item theme 1 is not registered in any dictionary. Okay, the selected item is a combo box item. We didn't get it as a string. Let us just try to figure out how we can get the string. So the new theme, whatever we have received, is the whole combo box item itself. So new theme dot, we need content. Content. Okay, so the new theme dot content. So new theme dot content. Yeah, it's a combo box item. Since we know that it's a combo box item, combo box item, new theme dot content. And just remember that it's not only this what do we say, combo box item. You can use, as we discussed before, you can even have string, enums, you can have anything you want. So anyhow, at this point we have done that, but I'm also going to do one more thing. After initialization has happened, combo box theme dot selected item is equal to theme service dot startup theme. So we know that at present it will always be a startup theme, and we can set it and try to initialize, but will it work? We need to see. If it throws an exception, we'll go back to setting it up. Yeah, because it is not at initialized yet. That's the reason why we got that error. Okay, now selected item is a get set value. Okay, good. So I changed to maybe the selected item is not set at all. So theme 2, we come here, we got the game theme to here. Well, that's fine. I will remove the breakpoint and continue. So we change the theme. We did not change the theme. Well, let's cut it out here, change theme, and go back to my app.xaml and see whether the registration is successful. And registration is skin 2, skin 1, skin 2 is purple, skin 1 is here, and main window is here. All well. Let my change didn't go through. So what let's do, let's use the key directly and see first if it works or not. So theme 2, doesn't matter what we do, whenever we get a change, let us say ts.change theme, the new theme is theme 2. On first instance, let us try this to see. When you change something, okay, you know what, let me stop it here. Let me open it up because it is working well. There is no problem with that. There is one major problem. Of course, the problem is not with the theme service. The problem is with the way how we have designed. We have mentioned static resource, so it should be dynamic resource. I totally forget that part, that we defined it as static. So dynamic in the sense you will be able to change them during runtime. So theme 2, theme 1, theme 2, theme 1. So now what happened here, we have something. So what if we try to add a theme which is not registered, theme 3. That should throw an exception, and it says that this theme is not yet registered. Let's see, it will throw an exception. Theme 3 throws an exception. But in case you don't want to throw an exception whenever there is a no theme or like a wrong theme is done, so go to your wherever you are setting up your this one and say error handling is equal to exception handling dot show toast. So if you just want to see the toast, it will show a toast message. If you don't want a toast, you can just make it to diagnostics so that it will only be seen in the diagnostics window. Well, now if there is an error, it will still work, but it will just throw an uh, key theme 3 is not registered in any internal, external, or global theme dictionaries. Please use registered key. Theme 2 is registered, theme 1 is registered, theme 3 is not registered, and we have an exception there. That's fine. So we have used that. Now this is very basic. We created a window and we had two themes, and then we changed everything. Now let us take it one step forward. Instead of this, I'm going to add in the content. I'm going to add one more grid, and this grid will have two columns: column 1, column 2, and inside this I will add again two grid, first grid and grid, second grid, and the second grid falls under grid column 1, and we'll take this background and put it only in the first grid. Cool. Why am I doing this? Because now I'm going to show you how we can make use of Haley's libraries. No, we don't need to go into Haley library now, because that will be a little more little confusing. So the second step, as we have seen in our presentation before, first thing is we now know how to change the themes within a same DLL. Now I'm going to create another DLL. So this one is going to be a project, and first start with the WPF project. Okay, so let's start with the WPF project and call it as theme test external. I'm just going to add some names or some text blocks so that we identify what is this. So this what do you call this, the color, let's put a text block there. Text block text is equal to group 1 assembly 1. Okay, foreground is our font size is 20, and horizontal center, vertical center. Okay, now here at this point we have done is a very fairly straightforward and a simple theme change implementation. So we have two skins. One we have loaded, basically we have loaded a skin 1, and during runtime we use before runtime, like on startup we use theme service, and then we set up the startup theme, and we also register our theme group. So basically we have one group here which contains these two values. So now we are going to look at a little complex one about having two groups. So before we do that, we'll show a small presentation. So when we speak about groups, theme groups, I'm going to show this small PPT. Let's say that you have a project and you have a theme group. So you have something like a theme A, which is dark, and theme B, which is light. So when we speak about theme dark and theme light, let's assume that it contains the same number of keys. Like theme dark and light contains keys like color background 1, color background 2, or so the same number of keys are in both places. And when you change the theme from A to B, the files get replaced during runtime, and the project also gets updated. So this is all fine. That's what we have seen now in the example. What if for the same project, I'm not talking about a new project, the same project. So the new theme, let's call it as theme group 2. So when we speak about group, we have one more skin one, and this skin one should not, I repeat, should not contain the same keys from theme dark, because both theme dark and skin one are loaded into same project. So if you have same keys in both resource dictionaries, that will throw, even if it doesn't throw exceptions, that might cause discrepancies during runtime. So as a developer, you need to take care that theme dark contains unique set of, or in other terms, in other words, we can say like theme group should contain unique set of keys. Like the keys, let's say there are 10 keys which are present in theme dark, and the same number of keys with same key values should be present in theme light, or if you have one more theme mild or something, whatever it is, each group should share their unique keys among themselves. And theme group 2 should also contain their own keys, but it should not be the same as theme group 1. I think you know the difference. Key is like a dictionary, but since we already have two different groups, the keys should be unique. Against or internally in the same group, it could be shared. And theme B. So now we have a project with two theme groups. Maybe like in the theme group 1 we have only the colors, and in theme group 2, in the skin 2, we have maybe the font size, font family, whatever it is. Like you have some other set of customizations, but both are loaded at the same time. So when I say my project has current theme is theme A, then from group 1 I take theme dark, and from group 2 I take skin 1. At the same time, if I change theme from A to B, then I take theme light from group 1 and skin 2 from group 2. But what I guarantee here to my application is that all my keys are unique at any given point of the time. It doesn't matter how many groups I have in my application, but at any given point of the time, no key is duplicated in any of the dictionary that I have loaded. I might have theme light, I might have skin 2, I might have even n number of other dictionaries loaded at the same time, but everything will have unique keys. Like one key is not present in more than one place. So I ensure and I guarantee that. So in that way, we can have multiple theme groups. So now that we know or understand this, let us go back to the project. I made a small change in Haley theme service. Okay, we saw that we are using the register method, but I don't want to confuse. I want to make it more clear. So I changed this method name to theme group. Register group. So we know that we are registering a group, and this one, let me call it as group 1. So we are registering one group here, and now we are going to register one more group. That's what we are going to do. And we have skins 1 and 2. Let us create a new skin and call it as font or style 1. And here I will put we can do whatever we want, but here let us take XML namespace. I think it is system ms carb lib somewhere. I will remove this security, because I know for a fact that system ms carb lib contains double values. So let's say system double, and I will place a key called what to say, font size 1, and the value here is let's say for my skin style 1, my font size is 14.0. And we will also add color here. It's not restricted, but if you want to have everything grouped in one place, yes. In my applications I just take unique colors, colors all in one dictionary, but we can also add here. Now we need to change, as I said before, we will have skin 1 and style 1 loaded at same time. So if two dictionaries are loaded at same time, the keys should be unique. But here what happens, the skin 1 also has the same key and style 1 also has the same key. That is wrong. So style sty1 or stybg1, so something, you can name whatever the key you want. Now this is fine, and this color I will change to something like this. Okay, and style 1, let me duplicate to style 2. Okay, so now we have style 1 and we have style 2, and here I will make it a huge change so that we know the difference. 44, and color I will make it something like this. Okay, save. So now I have style 1 and style 2. Currently it is present in the folder, it is not loaded yet, so we need to load them. Let us load it. Along with skin 1, I load style 1 as well. Skin style 1, but remember here, even though skin 1 and style 1 are there, you need to know or understand one thing: both has unique keys. The keys present in skin 1 is not present in style 1, but skin present in skin 2 is present in style 2. No, no. Style 1 and style 2 has same keys, and style skin 1 and skin 2 has same keys, because this is one group. This will make more sense if I put them in uh, theme group 1 inside a folder. So like this. It doesn't matter whether you put them in a folder or not. I am putting them in a folder so that I can understand what I am doing there. So when I am preparing the groups, I know that like within this group, theme group 1, the dictionaries are interchangeable. Within this 2, they are interchangeable. That's that I know. So here I will say oops, this one is not mandatory. I'm just grouping them together. Theme provider, so I will group all my theme providers inside one region, so I know in region. Okay, so now we have skin 1 and style 1, but have we consumed them somewhere? Not yet. So this color in the background is coming from skin 1, that is for sure. Where is this one? Dynamic color is coming from let's scbme is for skin 1 now. Okay, we have one more here. Let me change it as background is equal to dynamic resource style 1. Okay, so it's not yet showing in the dynamic IntelliSense because I didn't build it yet. If I go here and press I don't see it. Background 1, that's okay. And font should be there, right? So we have one group ASM 1 font. So this font, I'm going to say, instead of font size here, I'm going to say dynamic resource. It's coming from here, font size 1. uh, See, we are showing them in only using the colors, like the theming or resources, but you can do whatever you want. You can put in the resource dictionary, you can put for text as well, text. You can put images as well, like location of images, and you can load them. You can put even font families, like one place you will have Times New, one place you have Lato, or even in much complex cases, I have seen people using resource dictionaries changes as globalization as well, for changing the variables languages during runtime. But for Haley, we already have a globalization service. The globalization service that we have already with the Haley is fully functional, and it can handle multiple languages. But that was not using the resource dictionaries, but that was using resources in the properties, the resx file. I will add a link to that video in the description. You can even take a look at that. But currently we are focusing on using these resource dictionaries only for changing the themes like colors, sizes, something. So we have the font size one, and we have this, but have we registered this yet, the theme group 2? No, not yet. We registered one group, and now we have the second group to be registered, group 2. Let me copy this directly. I don't need to write it again. So group 2, group 2, and group 2, what is my theme 1 and group 2? Style 1. Theme 1 is basically I'm saying that whenever there is theme 1 selected from my group, I need style 1, and for theme 2 I need style 2, and this is again an assembly theme builder, because this is present, this is applicable for the assembly of this calling assembly. Along with this register group, I will say register group 2. So now I have two theme groups. Group 1, I can switch between these two. Group 2, I can switch between these two. And startup theme and everything is here already set, and exception is sending toast. Everything is fine so far. Let us run this. Wow. What does it say? Cannot locate skins skin1.xaml. Okay, let's go back. Skins skin1.xaml. Why? Ah, okay. We moved them into a folder called a theme group. Ah, okay. Theme group. We moved that into the folder theme group. So it will not take directly from skins. It needs from here. Or theme group 1, and here theme group 2. Wow, that is too much escalation. So then even here we need to change that location, right? Skins theme group 1, theme group 1, and here skins theme group 2, skins theme group 2. So theme group 2, theme group 2. Fine. Now we should be able to locate them. Okay, this size I don't know what is this size. Maybe it is coming from somewhere, but what's happening is the left hand side we are loading the yellow color from my theme group 1. Right hand side I'm loading my whatever color this is from my theme group 1. I change to theme group 2. What happens is the size should change based upon my theme 2, and theme 2 size is 44, so it should become much bigger, and color should also change. Ah, okay. Theme 2, the size is smaller. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let me reconfirm that. Style 1 is 44, bigger, and style 2 is 14. Okay, that is fine. If you add families to your skins, like families here, font family type, then you can still do that. You can also make a couple of changes to your shapes itself. You can have a button with certain properties changes, and for different style you can do that. Now when we are speaking about theme, you can even have right to left changes, let's say you have left to right changes. So how do I do left to right changes? I will show that quick example. Where do I put it? And let's say we have some ellipse. Zoom in. This is for my, this shows could not be resolved. Okay, so if it says this, I will remove this uh, code at runtime. Okay, so let me create an ellipse, and the ellipse I will say height is equal to 30, width is equal to 30, and fill is equal to blue. So I have an ellipse here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, So let us have this ellipse, and we don't do anything here, but we go to our style one and say we have a style, and the key is ellipse. Okay, ellipse one, and target is target type is, it's a type of ellipse. So for an ellipse, I'm specifying certain types of themes, like setup, property, horizontal alignment, style dot setters. Inside setter, let me have what are the things that I need to set. Setter property, horizontal alignment value is left. Setter property, vertical alignment value is top. And setter property height is equal to 40. 40. Setter property width is equal to 40. It's fine. Setter. Okay, this is fine. I will go back to my here, and what I will do, I can let's forget about the fill color, let it be there. I will remove this height and width, and I will say margin is equal to 10. That's fine. Let's go back to style one, and everything is fine. Let's copy this ellipse one and put it in our ellipse two, and here we will say horizontal, instead of left side go to my right side, and instead of top come to my bottom, and the size I am going to increase it to 90, 90, and style name is ellipse one. Come back here, and this one style is equal to dynamic resource ellipse one. Well, now let us see how it happens. So this is our theme one. When I change to theme two, it will not only change the colors and font size, it will also affect this ellipse style, like it will move to the right, bottom right, and the size will also increase. Let's see, theme one, theme two, theme one, theme two. So this should give you an idea about how you can make use of different themes. Maybe you have a certain theme where you place, like the theme itself, you have the not only the colors, you have a certain type of a layout, where the layout will have on your left side and right side, and you can move them, whatever it is. Now this is fine. This is fine that we have seen how we can make use of the groups. Now let us take it one step further and say this style, okay, style 1 and style 2 is fine. Now I am going to bring in a new skin which will only change the color. So skin 3, but I don't want to change my or add my styles. I say that no, like I have already two layouts, let's say fonts and locations. I have some kind of a layout, but I don't want to change the colors anymore. Let the colors be handled by yourself. So for that to happen, to make it much better, I will cut this color from here. I will put it inside skin 1. Why am I doing this? Because I am now grouping my colors and layouts or like other styles in one place. So I know now that the style 1 contains font size and how it affects my objects display or look. My theme group 1 contains color changes. This is yellow, and this is, let's change those colors directly here. Skin 2, the colors will be changed. So let me save this and say, why my property doesn't show up? Maybe I need to The caches are creating problem. Close all but this, save this, then open up skin 2 again. Now at least yeah, my properties, that's very weird. Speaking about let's make it a green color one here, and for skin 2 let's make it something color like this. Okay, skin 1 is there, skin 2 is there. What about my skin 3? Skin 3 should also be there. That should have a certain set of color, and this color could be like this, white, and this one, let me make it very dark. Let's make it black, something like this, and save. Now I have 3 color changes. Like I can change the color from one color to another color, but my layout doesn't change. How do I handle this? I can only show a hint of how this could be handled, but in your application, in your requirements, you can set it up in such a way how you want to handle it. But here we have now 3 themes, and this third theme is here. Oops, dot add. This is my third theme. Colors. Third theme is skin 3. Now what happened, I have skin 1, skin 2, skin 3, but I don't have theme 3 for my group. So in this case what happens is, when you change to theme 3, it will still remain at theme 2. Let us first run and see what happens first, without investigating what will happen. So theme 2 will change like this. The colors are changing, so like yellow to green, and this one, and theme 3 changes, but my theme 2 remains there. Theme 2 remains in the same place. So when my theme 3 is changed, when I go to theme 1, it again moves back. So whatever is your last theme, it stays there itself, it doesn't change. But you say for theme 3 and theme 1, it should take same value. So that is also a possibility. If you don't do anything, it just remains at the last applied theme. Whatever is your last applied theme, it just remains there, and it doesn't change us. So now I say um, I will also have something called theme 3, but my theme 3 will have the same as theme 1. So what I'm saying here is theme 3 and theme 1 are going to be same. Okay, that's fine. So it doesn't stay at theme 2. Like when I am at theme 3 and theme 1, I'm going to follow style 1, and when I'm at theme 2 alone, I will change. So I am using the same style for registering for 2 different themes. So theme 1, theme 2 should change down, and theme 3 again should be, because theme 1 and theme 3 for my font effect should be the same, so it goes back again, so it doesn't stay in one place. So we now have seen that using just a limited number of resource dictionaries, we can register them against any combination of your themes. You can have maybe like 10 themes, but only 2 styles. For 5 themes, you can have the same style, and for remaining 5, you can have another style. You can have any combinations you want, like you can add the colors, and not only 2 groups, you can add any number of groups that you want. Okay, so now we have seen so far we have seen how to register one single group and use them, and how to manage with 2 groups. Now there comes another requirement. uh, what about adding themes from an external project? So let's create a theme external test, and let's this one, when I create for the first time, it is going to be a Windows project. As we have seen in the introduction, only the Windows applications will have app.xaml. So when you remove that, when you change it from Windows application to class library, it should throw an error saying that initialize component, or maybe this should not exist here. Even if I try to build it, it should show that this should not be present. It says that here project contains something initialized component. Library project cannot specify application, so it's a library project, it cannot specify application definition. So let's delete them. Let's delete everything here. Let's keep it clean. Then why did I not directly create a class library? I just started with window WPF .NET framework wizard. When I do that, I get all my required references like XAML and everything. So I can also create new Windows page user control. But if I directly go for a control library, I will not be able to create Windows. I will only be able to create user control. So there are a couple of restrictions. So I always create a WPF .NET project and then go into properties and change them to class libraries. So in that way, I get all my required references. Let's create maybe dictionaries, or okay, let's call it as skins. And I'm going to create two skins here. Let's call it as color skins maybe. So now we know how we can handle with colors and other things. So I'm not going to contemplate further. So let us take only colors here. And this one I will call it as theme 1. I can also have the same set of names here. No one is going to question me. Oh wait. Okay. You know what? I will delete it. I will delete it. I will move my skins group there. Why am I doing this? To just show you that it is a possibility. Let me remove it from here. Now in my case, okay, I had them in my theme service test, everything is fine. But what if I have a very huge project where I have several number of projects, and all my resources and colors I have defined in one library, like this external test. Let's assume that this is the only place where I add my theme groups. So how am I going to get them inside my application? So in that case, I will say skins. So skins are now going to be same, but they are not registered from skins here, right? It's not from theme service test. It is coming from, my first group is coming from theme external test. So theme external test skins, and there is no theme group 1 anymore. Only this first group, like skin 1, is coming from external library, but this other one is already present inside. So only for this we change it and remove this one. Now that's fine. So what we have, if you need to notice something interesting here. First thing is, we don't have any Haley reference at all in my external library. I don't have any Haley reference. That is fine. Now what am I going to do? I have added the reference here. Let me get inside here as well. I will say this first group is coming from theme external test, and this is coming here like this. Okay, I have 3 skins coming from an external library, and I have given the locations as well. And I have another one here. Everything is fine. I have registered the groups. All fine, all well. Let's try to run and see whether we are able to receive them. Set property through an exception, line 13, could not load file external test and then dependencies. Good. So we did not refer the project. Add, refer the project. We are not able to load them at. Now let's see. Okay, theme 2, theme 3, theme 1. So irrespective of where your skins are present, you are still able to do them. Let me rebuild this again. Okay. Most of the times we have some sort of problems. We don't specify all these things in one place. We will be having, if you have watched some of my previous videos, I always suggest taking or adding all my libraries in one place and then referencing it in app.xaml. Just like here, if you see Haley.rd, you see just only one resource dictionary, but inside which I have added maybe probably 10 or 15 kind of other resource dictionaries. So I'm going to do the same process here. Externally, I will add a new resource dictionary and call it as um, theme manager dictionary, and this theme manager dictionary will contain all my themes, so I don't have to confuse myself with other themes and my themes. So theme manager dictionary will contain this. I need to add them inside a resource dictionary dot merge dictionaries. My theme manager dictionaries are here. Fine, so I know that, okay, it's all loaded in one place. This is my theme manager dictionary, and this is now added. Let me go. Okay, copy. Okay, application external, instead of this location, I directly have them in the external. It's not inside any folder, so let me replace that here. Okay, that is fine. So even now I don't need to even now I need to specify the group like this. It doesn't matter where it is present. It could be present directly on the app.merge dictionaries, or it could be present inside another file. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter at all, as long as it is there. That's what we need. What's there? Cannot locate a theme manager dig.xaml. Okay, because we are using a wrong file, external test. It's not external test, service test. Mistakes everywhere. So here, did we make it correct? Service test. Okay, service test, and go here and service test. That's fine. Okay. So now theme 2, theme 3, theme 1, theme 2, theme 3. Oh, wait. Theme 3, theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, theme 1. Theme 3, theme 1. Theme 3, theme 2, theme 3. There is something wrong, right? When I shift from theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, it's again going to theme 1. If I move from theme 1 to theme 3, the color changes. Okay, there is something wrong. Let's investigate further. We have skin 1, skin 2, skin 3, all fine, that there is no problem, and group 2 is also fine, there is no problem. And let's get inside here, save this. We have this theme builder where we say, like, when I am at theme 1, take skin 1. When I move to theme 2, so when I say, like, from theme 2 to theme 3, when I move, you need to take skin 3, and that's what we have already said. And they are all coming from external test, as we have specified here. That is also correct. And here service test is there, and style 2, style 1. So when I move from 2 to 3, it changes to style 1 only for theme group 2, not for the other way around. That is true. Maybe we have cache. We will we'll test once more, and this happened after we moved it inside this one. First one is theme external test, skin 1, and theme service test, skins theme group 2, style 1. Okay, we are at theme 1, we move to theme 2, it changes. We move to theme 3, it returns back to theme 1. So there is some issue. Well, at present, not to contemplate, I will add one more thing. TS dot, there is something called replace mode. So there are 3 replace modes. So the replace mode, first one is create copies at root, find and replace, ignore find, and create copies at root. Uh, what happens is, as the name suggests, irrespective of so find and replace means it goes into your theme here, inside each of the dictionaries, let's say like theme manage dictionary, and inside the manage dictionary it will try to find and then replace it there. If you ignore that, it will try to find only in the base and then it will create and replace. Whenever you usually, you should not have any problem. Whenever you feel like your theme is not working fine, just try to go for ignore, find, and create copies at root. This will 100% make sure that it will always create it at root. But there are certain scenarios where you might need to find and replace, and the default setting is also find and replace. So I'm changing it to ignore, find, and replace. So this should resolve the problem at present. And I will also take a look at create copies at root here, and not ignore, find. Let us have create copies at root. Instead of the default setting is find and replace, I will change here. Okay, this works fine. Let me stop, and let's change this somewhere, like let's say find and replace. Let's see, the find and replace is creating an issue. 2 3, yes, find and replace is creating an issue. It's fine. Let's say create copies at root. 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so the create copies at root is fine at present, but I will always suggest considering your current situation and then changing, using find and replace or create copies at root. At a last resort, always you create copies at root, but create copies at root means that it will not loop into all your dictionaries, so it even saves time. Like when you use create copies at root, it will immediately save time. I will later, if investigate find and replace, and if there are any fixes, I will do that. But at present, let us just have it at create copies at root. Let's get down here. So we now know how the themes from an external library also could be handled inside. So this is fine. Let me open up the presentation that we did before, and go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay, we saw resource dictionaries in same DLL. We saw resource dictionaries from external DLL, and we also now need to see Haley internal themes. So before we go into Haley internal themes, there is one more thing that I wish to show you. That is, I will create a new window itself, and this is in the external. So external window. The window spelling is wrong, but that is fine. And inside the external window, this is an external window which I'm going to display on screen. So I will add one more user control now. External control. So in the external window, I don't have anything. Even I don't have Haley here at present. So I don't know how I will be able to do all those registrations and checks and everything, but that's fine. Here what I will do, I'll first add a background color directory to keep it simple. Dynamic resource, uh, I'll say color. You might not see this IntelliSense because we don't have this reference. We have the reference, but we don't see this one. Where am I? These things you might not see the style one, because it is in another resource dictionary. But whatever is present inside your own theme external, you will be able to see them. That's why you are able to see SCB color one. Okay, we have the color. Let's keep it there, and let's get down to this main window, and let's add a button here, maybe in the bottom, to open another window. Grid 2, right? Okay, but button height is equal to 30 with this 120, content open external, and horizontal left, right, vertical bottom, margin 20. We click, we will directly click this button, and when this button is clicked, I need to open and show this external window. This is an external theme external test. So using theme external test, variable x window is equal to new external window, and x window dot show dialog. Shall we use show dialog or show? Okay, let's try with show dialog first, and then we will go back to show. Let's try to see whether the external window is also now getting modified based upon the skins. 1 2 3 1 external window. Ta-da! We don't see the color. That's good. That's what I need. Okay, so now let us go back here and first try to understand why we did not see the color. First thing first, when you want some color to be displayed, for the external control, there are more than one ways to handle the situation at now. So first I will explain the most simple, easiest solution is whichever theme that you have here, the primary theme should be present in your Windows app.xaml. First, most simple solution. So let's try that first. The most simple solution is from the external skins you get something and you add it here. Well, let's see. So this one applies everywhere, and when you open the external, wow, it didn't work. Maybe I made a mistake. Okay, you know what, let's not add them here. Wait. Okay. We didn't register it. Okay, so we didn't register at all. So this is registering for this application, so we need to register for external application first. How do we register for the external application? Let's call one more method, register external. Spelling is correct, external, and create a new method, register external. In this register external, we need to register one group. Now there are two ways how we can register this external. One, if you know this theme external assembly name, you can directly register from here. Usually what I do, I don't register my themes from externally because the pack URI might change, the locations might change. So I always have some kind of, like, if I have 10 assemblies and each of those assemblies has their own implementations, I create one small, if I have more, I will obviously register at one place, but here let's call some static variable, public static class module, and public static void register themes. And this one I need to come back here to my app.xaml, and this one, if you see here, this is expecting some kind of abstractions are needed. You need Haley theme service so that you can register this from there. First, let us copy this. First, let us copy this and copy this and go back to our entry module. Here we will put it like this, but we don't have reference to assembly builder, we don't have anything. That is fine, we will do them assembly, and we also need to register this like this. Okay, now I realized something while explaining this. First, let me comment out. You know what I realized, this assembly theme builder, when I say that assembly theme builder, I'm registering that for this particular assembly. That's why we are using assembly theme builder, which means that whichever assembly we are calling from, it will be registered only for that particular assembly. That's correct, right? Let me go back here. if I decide to use, instead of assembly theme builder, if I decide to use this skin, let's say like, okay, this one, the theme service test, where is this one? Okay, the main applications, style 1 and style 2 are all fine because this is present only in my theme service test. But what about this skins? This is present in an external library, and let us assume that there are more than several number of projects which are all using this. So in this case, the most reasonable one is like, you don't have to go through all your modules and register them, but it is still a possibility you can register, and I am going to show that next. But before that, the application wide registration can be done using independent theme builder. So instead of assembly theme builder, call independent theme builder. What does it do? It registers them, but it does not log them to a particular assembly. Here what happened is, when you are using an assembly theme builder, these values are now locked against this assembly name. So if you are trying to resolve the themes for an external assembly, that will just say that no, you don't, either for this assembly nothing has been registered here. So that's the reason, that is one of the reason why we did not see the changes there. But now when you do it for an independent theme builder, then whichever assembly tries to resolve theme 1 or theme 2, they will still be able to receive it. But when you use independent theme builder also, it will not work for the external theme. We need one more step, but first let us try to see if it works with an independent theme builder. With an independent theme builder, it all works fine, but the external theme should still be empty. Okay, that is true, and that's what we expected. That is totally fine. Going to your external theme builder, add some Haley references, manage and get library. Let's call Haley WPF 5.4. So we have added Haley, and I will also, there are so many DLLs, so I will also change that to package, migrate from this. So everything will be under one particular package. Okay, there is one package, and okay, the other things are gone. That is totally fine. Let me save this and go back. First and foremost thing, go to your external window. But before that, let us first try to run and see that once we added the Haley, is it at least trying to resolve it? But it should not resolve it. Open external, that's cool, it didn't resolve. So there is an external attached property called as theme AP. Before theme AP, you need to call the namespace. XML namespace Haley.MVVM, and the theme AP is present in MVVM. So theme AP dot monitor change is true. So what am I saying here? Oh, my bad. I didn't even I didn't even call this external control inside. That's why we are not seeing them. My bad. External control. So let me stop here at present, go back to my this one, and the register external. Okay, we did not do any external registration so far, and even here in the entry module we didn't do anything. So we did not register here, we did not register there, and we have registered that as an independent theme builder. Let me change it back to assembly theme builder. That is fine, that is fine. Even at assembly theme, I will show the importance of independent theme builder, but now let us see, it should work now. Okay, so we have the color. Okay, fine. Let's change to theme 2, open. That's fine. Let's change to theme 3 and open. Fine. Let's try to use show dialog now. In the main window, instead of show dialog, let's try to use show, which is a modal dialog, like once you non-modal or modal, non-modal. So it opens up, it keeps it here. At the same time, we will now be able to make use of this. So let's try to change the theme. The theme changes, that is fine. So even though you have two different ones, the themes are all now changing. Well, fine. So we know that the problem was with the calling that. But now my question is, what about independent theme, and where it will be used? Let's try to call now. Even independent theme is global wide theme, so it should still work without any issues. Now I'm going to show something interesting now. uh, where will I start from? Yeah, I will open the presentation and then I will show something. So when we talk about the resource dictionaries, we have seen that application.current.resources is there. Just like, just like here, we have the application.current application resources, which is your application.current.resource. Even though it looks like adding here is propagated through all your controls down, this actually is the last preference. It's like you can assume this like this is the topmost one or the last one. If no other places or dictionaries provide a proper value, it will go on top of the pile. No, from the bottom, it's like bottom up. From the bottom, it will go to the up, and will try to find if someone else is going to give it this particular resource value. So the whole approach is kind of like a bottom up. And this application.current.resource or app.xaml lies at the topmost part. So if no one else is giving you the resource value, finally you will reach at this point. So as I explained, in WPF, the bottom-up approach is used while searching for the resources. So we have seen now like the topmost or the last preferences your application or current or resources. If you put some values in your application or current resource, that will be the last place where your application will try to find. If you assign some keys and it is not found anywhere else, it will come, that is your last resort. Even if it is not present there, then it will throw an exception saying that no, I'm not able to find this key, so I'm going to throw an exception. So that is your last preference. If you have something else like inside your application, most probably the penultimate means the second last is your user control itself or your windows. So your window.resources or user control resources has some other value, then that will stop there, like your application resources will not even go there. So that becomes your point. The first resource is always the framework element. Let's say you are going to change the color for a text box. A text block even can contain its own resource dictionary, so it will first try to find out the framework elements resources. And if a text block is present inside another let's say grid, then it will go and search the grid resource. If it is not there, it will go up again, maybe another border. So there will be lot of n number of possibilities in between. So if nothing is present, then it will at last go to your application or current resources. So this is the approach of searching for your resource dictionaries. Well, let's go ahead to a code and see how that pans out. Okay, so now we have seen that. At this point, I am saying that for my external window, I don't have any resources here. As I said before, the external control itself can have a resource here, like user control dot resources, something like this. If external a resource doesn't have, even the grid itself can have a resource like this, grid dot resources and resource dictionary, and resource dictionary dot merge dictionaries, and you can specify the resource even here. So there are a lot of possibilities where you can overwrite or cut off your resource supply. But mostly what I have seen is people try to put them in a user control or maybe in the window level, or if they don't put anywhere here, then we will finally go to application level. So let me put some colors here in this window, or maybe I won't put it in window, but I will put this here. Let's keep it here in Windows. Window.resources and resource dictionary and resource dictionary.merge dictionaries, and inside this I will say my skin color is this one. So where is my skin color? Where can I get that value? I can get that value from here, skin one. I will go inside my this and put this. So I'm cutting off the supply. Though now my external control here, right? This tries to find the grid. I am saying like this is my color. It tries to see whether the user control has resource. No. What is the immediate parent of user control? User control is present inside another grid. So does this grid have a resource? No. So it goes up. What is the grid's parent? Grid's parent is the window. What does the window contain? So it contains here. So it stops at this point. It won't even go and look inside your application.resource. So at this situation, let us try to see how it works. It should not change the color, definitely, as per theoretically. In theory, in principle, it should not change the color. Let's open up. So it's the same, the default color. When I change, it should not change color, because I'm cutting off the supply at windows.resources. Now question, why would someone cut off supply there? Why would someone do that? People can let me go back here. People can still put something else inside, and they can still how do I say, they can remove this at all. They can call from service test from the external. But the problem here is you never know which application you are going to use. I have seen couple of situations where people have to use their own internal dictionaries. Let's assume that this theme external test is not associated with any project. It is a common shared library. So in that case, yes, you need to have the skin. That's the reason why we do that. Or else what happens is, let's say, let's not run this here. Let me try to no, it's okay, that's fine. So that is one reason. But now how do I change this at this point? At this point we need to go back and see whether we have registered it for the external. For the external we have not yet registered. So how do we register for external? We already have this entry module here where we are registering. First let us register. And assembly we don't have to register. Why? Because we have already registered as a, where is this, independent theme builder, which means irrespective of whatever assembly we use, we are registering that. So if you are calling it as an assembly theme builder, then yes, you need to register for each assembly. Now I am not calling it as assembly, I am calling it as independent. So which means that it is not dependent on any assembly. That is common. So my whole theme service itself will contain the reference, or like when someone changes from skin 1 theme 1 to theme 2, and in their application skin 1, like this URI is present, since it is not related to any assembly, it will know that okay, you need to change to skin 2. That's what's happening here. This finds, it comes here, it finds this skin 2, and then it goes into the theme service and asks the theme service, hey, someone has changed the theme, and then now I have, this is my URI, my source, is there any registration for me? And then theme service goes inside and checks and then says that no, there is no themes registered for your name, which is theme external test. But I can do something. I can check if someone has the globally registered value, and then it goes and checks the independent dictionary, and then it finds it. Yeah, okay, so there is a global value, and I will replace it with the global value, and then it gets replaced. So that's how it works. So now that we know this changes, but still the trigger doesn't happen. For the trigger to happen, here we need to call theme ap.monitor change is true. When you say monitor may change, then that will trigger the change. So even though you cut off supply at a certain point, it will still trigger the change. It's yellow, and let's change to blue. What theme 2, theme 3, and just remember, this theme is not supplied from the application, the last application or current or resource. It is supplied from the current window level itself. So that is the reason why you are seeing this. So if I do not have it as let me go here, independent theme, and call it as assembly theme builder, what happens now? Now it will not change. Why? Because this assembly itself has not registered anything so far. So when we hit at this point, and then it goes to this theme external, monitor change. When a theme monitor change goes and asks the theme service, hey, someone has changed the theme. So because it is monitoring, and then it asks the theme service, someone has changed the theme and I also need to change my theme. So this is my source, is there any value? So theme service says that no, you have not registered yet, and no one else also has registered globally, so you will not be able to change. So you have to stay at skin 1. That's what's going to happen now. Let's see that. Well, we open up and we change the theme. No, nothing changes because it has not registered itself, and even the independent theme has also not been registered. So you know the importance of independent theme. Independent theme is like it is not as associated with any assembly, but it is globally registered everywhere. Okay, that is fine. But how do I register for myself? That's quite simple. Just you can do it from different places. Even you can do it directly here, like in the register external. I can register this for the assembly, but not for, when you don't specify the assembly name, then it will be registered for myself. I can just say, like, this is entry module, right? Okay, type of entry module. Okay, this is theme external test. Using theme external test, type of entry module dot assembly. So what I'm saying, yes, this is an assembly based theme, but register it for this particular assembly. I'm not registering as an independent theme, but I'm registering for this assembly. Okay, that's fine. Let us do it now. Well, entry module dot assembly is there. Assembly theme builder external test. Did I call external? That's weird. Type of entry module dot assembly. You know what? I will just go ahead at present, and I will, instead of doing it like this, let's just put this inside entry module. Haley namespace assembly theme builder, and for this I say IThemeService TS. Whoa. I know the reason why it didn't happen. Okay, my bad. My bad. It actually works. I made a mistake. I will explain the mistake, but before that, I'm not calling this entry module at any point now. So I will just copy it, and I will remove this point from here, and I will go back to my app.xaml. These are all fine, but if you see, I have only prepared the assembly, but I did not register anywhere. That's why it didn't work. So now let me register my group 1. So now I have registered this another group, which is now for the entry assembly. So it should work now. Okay, so this is my initial theme, and I changed to theme 2 and I changed to theme 3. Everything is fine, but now the registration happened from the entry point itself. If I want to call it from other place, all I need to do is go to my entry module, and I will say like IThemeService. IThemeService TS, then TS dot group 1, and here entry module dot register themes TS. So what I'm doing is here now, instead of registering from here, I am directly propagating or delegating that to my theme, the assembly itself. And the assembly now, if you notice, it is not giving the assembly value. Why? Because it is calling from the same assembly. If the assembly value is null, then the same assembly's value will be used. So now, even now, when you run this, it should be fine. The changes should propagate. So open external, theme 2, theme 3. That's fine. So now we know a lot of things. I know that this is a lot of information to handle, but by now, based upon your requirement, you should be able to call like whatever builder you want. But in case you are going to do it for globally, you don't even need to register external. I will just keep it like this, and then I will go ahead, and instead of this I will take independent, and even here if you remove this resource dictionary, then it will not even look at this place. It will go into your overall last resort, which is your app.xaml, and from there it will take those changes. So this is one scenario, and there are a couple of advanced techniques as well involved, like for the theme builder. I will not explain this video because it will be more information. So apart from assembly, you can also give something else called independent group reference ID. What it means is independent group. Let me put here. Okay, sometimes you just want only one theme to be registered. Let's say like in this one, I want only one theme which is specially for this DLL, but for the theme 2 and 3 I don't want to register. I will just go ahead with the global reference if it is available. If someone else has registered, I will take it. In such cases, what you need to do, whenever you are registering, whenever you register a group, it will return a string, that is your group ID. So you just use that group ID, and then you will send for this group. This is nothing but a cross reference of an independent group. So I have registered an independent group, and if my internal assembly builder losses or misses some theme, you just go there and take it. For instance, you see here, initially when we saw that the theme 2, for the theme group 2, we had only theme 1 and theme 2. Theme 3 was added later. If we don't add theme 3, then what happens is either it will stay at the last used value, or if you give a same value, it will stay there. But if you are providing it with some kind of an independent theme, like if this is missing, go and take it from independent, then that will go and take it from the independent theme. So but this is just an idea, but I'm not going to further explain it anymore. So these two are independent, and then assembly. What about internal theme builder? To understand internal theme builder, I'm not going to use color now. Of course, it's all about color. I will go ahead and start using some Haley components. For instance, where in this second one. Okay, let's add it in second one. Let me add. What can I add? Maybe. Did I add a Haley here? No. XML namespace Haley WPF is equal to Haley WPF, and XML namespace HaleyMVVM is equal to HaleyMVVM. So I will copy the same, and then I will go into my external window, and I will paste it. MVVM is already there, so I will just paste it here, and here inside this let the local control be there. I will add one more. This is going to be, what can I call it, flexi menu is a big concept, or I will do something. I will just save it here. I am not going to prepare everything from scratch. Let me open up some of my examples if it is available, and from the example I will try to copy some previously used Haley values. Let's see. Okay, I opened up the Haley core project. I already have some kind of test use cases, so I will go ahead and take from the controls local view 2. Okay, so this local view 2, I have some kind of this one is here. Well, I will copy this one here. This contains a lot of things. Blah 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 blah. Does it contain any kind of okay, it contains so many things, but before that, if I go into code behind, this doesn't have anything, so this is fine. I will copy this from my current implementation from here, copy, go back to our code. This is Windows, right? Get inside our control, let us paste it here. It should throw exceptions. because we don't have XML namespace Haley. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to spend time on preparing them from scratch. That's the reason why I'm doing this like this. There is something that that caught my eyes. This one is not anywhere, so let me remove this. Okay, and what about this? These are all fine. So we have something here, and here inside we have the let's put them inside a margin of 30, and the background we need to have the color. We don't need to have the color, but I'm having the color to show that it works. Okay, let us try to run this. If it throws any exception, it is probably because of the copied data that we can fix them without any issues. So open external. While that didn't throw any exceptions. Okay, that's fine. So whatever I have here inside is coming from, this is nothing. It's a very basic, straightforward implementation of data. Like, let me maximize it to see how it goes. So it has kind of on off. These are all like Haley internal controls that I have used. Uh, these are all toggle buttons, and you can have the search values. So okay, whatever it is, let me go here and change the theme to see whether Haley libraries get affected. No, only the external. The Haley library is not getting affected. So if you want to build something from scratch, like you don't want to set up your own theme, or maybe you want to set up a theme, but partially you want to control some colors, but you want to change the internal themes of Haley, which I do most of the time. We are not registering external because we registered as independent builder. That's fine. And then register Haley themes, and okay, so how do you register the Haley themes? The concept is extremely same, exactly same. So you have some kind of the pack URI, and then you have like the theme name and everything. But when it comes to Haley, what happens is it itself contains a lot of pack implementations, and you don't have to write those again and again and again. That's the reason why for when it comes to Haley's library, it is also exactly same like this situation. We have an external theme test, and we are registering the skin 1 2 3, but tomorrow I might add 10 more new themes. Currently Haley comes with 3 themes. Tomorrow I might add 10 more themes, or maybe more than that. And I will also add lot of keys, so each time you don't have to update your application to change them. That's the reason why a new, or a simple process is there. Inside your theme service, you have something called setup internal theme, and for this you need to provide a provider. Like this provider will set up the internal theme. Now when we speak about setup internal theme, this is not only for Haley. Like if you provide some if you prepare a provider which can provide these data, that also will be registered. Basically that's what it does. In the behind the screen, what it does is it prepares the DLL itself, prepares the package. For instance, like this one. So now what I will do, I will we have it when present in we have it present inside a Haley.WPF. Using Haley.WPF, we have something called what is it, Haley theme provider dot prepare. So you need to give this method. So what happens, instead of us registering these data, we are telling the theme service that from this is nothing but a delegate. From this delegate, prepare the setup the theme, and after you do that, that will only register the locations. You still have to define your own themes. So we will have internal group is equal to new internal theme builder. This is exactly like we saw 3 theme builders. We now covered independent assembly, finally internal theme builder. Internal group dot add will be little different. You have theme 1, but instead of that you have the mode internal theme mode dot normal. So what am I doing here? I'm just saying that let's not close it like this. Dot add theme 2 mild. Okay, so what have I done here? Instead of giving the pack, I'm just saying that this is my theme mode, and inside, while preparing the registration, this already has some set of pack URI registered coming from the provider, so that will directly call the provider and then it will register it. So it's straightforward process, but at the end, internal group, at the end, the whole application is running in the same concept. So Haley theme will be registered as an independent theme provider, and not as an assembly one. So the concept is same. Now if we run this, we not only have registered our own resource dictionaries, we have also registered Haley's resource dictionaries. Let's try and see how it goes. 2 3. So Haley's themes are totally different. I have some set of colors which is already there. Like theme normal will be in white color, and theme 2 will be light blue color, and theme 3 like with the dark theme will be completely black with yellow. If you want to make modifications to this colors itself, you can still do that. Let's do this only for the save button. Save button, I will do this color change. Go to my external control, and wherever is my save button, or how will I find save button? Save. I have a save button, and this has some kind of an icon, right? I will just say, if you are following some of my previous videos, you know how to make use of the Haley attached properties and something. And I will say dynamic resource scb this. Let's run. So only the save button alone will be taking the color from, instead of Haley's library, it will be taking the color from our custom implementation. So that you could see here. Now the color is taking this background color, and I change this 2, change this 3, the color, okay, maybe these two colors are almost the same. That's the reason why we see this, but you could see that the green and the save button color changes. So that's it. uh, I know that this is very detailed, but overall the core concept is very simple. All you need to remember is where you are placing your resource dictionary, whether it is at the last stage, which means at the app.xaml, or inside your framework element or windows or controls, wherever you are. In case you are placing it in between, do remember to monitor the change. Or in case you are not only here, if you are placing it for like group resources, you can still have theme ap.monitor change, monitor the change for this particular grid. That is one important thing, like the hierarchy where you are going to place it. That's the first thing. And second thing is, do register your applications properly, and prepare your themes like this, and everything should be proper. So once you set up everything exactly in a proper way, then everything should be fine. Take a look into, just to play around and take a look into assembly theme builder, and how independent theme builder works, and how internal theme builder works. So internal theme builder is tomorrow. Today I have 3 themes. Tomorrow, if I come up with a few more theme colors, then you can still just add one more theme and add your new themes. That's how it totally works. So finally, I know that create copies at root, we added it, that's why it is working fine. Let me comment it out and see, because when I comment it out, it will be find and replace. I need to first ensure that this is working fine. If it doesn't work, I will look into it and I will try to fix that. So let's change the theme to fine. Theme 3 didn't work. So we had this issue with find replace. So what I did was, instead of find replace, we were using create copies at root. Yeah, what you see is correct, because I made a few changes to the enums so that it looks much clear. So find replace is basically like, as I said before, it goes through each and every single resource dictionary, and inside that it will change it. If you have a whole tree, then it will create it. And a find replace and copy is, it will try to find and replace. If it fails, it will create a copy at the startup. And ignore find replaces, irrespective of whether it is found or not, we will create a copy. So now what happens is, the default startup mode is find replace and create copy. If you want to check this three, you can set anything, but the default one is going to be ignore find replace. uh, I have found a couple of scenarios where I wanted to find and replace inside each of my resource dictionaries, but in most cases it might not be required. So we will just try to see all the three items now and see how the changes are getting handled. And I have one special and interesting fact as well. So now we are at first theme. We open up, and yes, we are here, and this is show, that's fine. And we move to theme 2, we move to theme 3. You see the fonts also changes from theme 3 to 1, and directly to 2, and 1, and directly to 3, and from 3 to 1, and 3, and 3 to 2, and 1 and 3. So which means that all combinations are fine. So instead of find replace is like a deep clone mechanism. It goes into each and every resource dictionary and try to change that. So it's like a deep clone, which might be little bit compared to the system processing speed, it might not be that slow, but it will be a little bit more steps than the normal one. So find replace and create copy. Let's try whether this works, and we will all three methods. You might not see any difference, because anyhow, for you as a user, it's all working. Okay, let's do this and create two shows, and both are all modal dialogues, all different models. And theme 1, theme 2. Did you notice there was a very microsecond of lag in this change? Once our main window changes, and there is a microsecond lag for the other two to change. That's the difference between find replace. But if you choose to go with ignore replace, which is the default value now, it will be much faster. So you don't even have to set those things. Let's open two and keep them down, something like this. And theme 2, theme 3, and theme 2. So now, as I said, there is one interesting thing, right? The interesting thing is, now the startup value is no longer required. But okay, let it be there, because we need to give some startup theme at first. But the way it works is, you see, when I say let's go to check some registrations. So in the theme service test, I have added a, okay, we have two dictionaries managed here. One dictionary is skin 1 coming from the external, and one dictionary is style 1 coming from this. Both skin 1 and style 1 belong to, if I go down, skin 1 and style 1 belong to theme 1. So we know that it is a perfect startup scenario. At startup, I know that everything is at proper themes. What if I mess up something? Like I say, instead of this, I give 2. So which means on startup, okay, on application startup, my theme itself is collapsed. Even let's say, let's make this skin 2. On startup, I'm starting with theme 2, and here theme 1, like whatever it is, it's totally up to you. How many skins do we have? 3 skins. Okay, let's start this as third skin, and this one as again the style. So we know that we have set the startup as theme 1, but inside our theme managed dictionary, we have registered, we have loaded theme 3 here, theme 3 here, and theme 2 here. So it's like, even though our startup set startup here, let's go, even though our even though our set startup theme says theme 1, we are still loaded theme 3 and theme 2, which is totally contradicting with what we say here. That is a scenario that earlier it expected the developer to manage this. Like as a developer, it was our responsibility to ensure that everything is properly initiated. But now you don't have to worry about that. Irrespective of whatever you have said there, you still have an option to change it. But when it starts up, it will be wrong. So you see, this is not theme 1. Even though I have set startup as theme 1, this is not theme 1. The size is wrong because theme 1 size should be big, and the background color is wrong because the theme 1 color should be different. And here you see, this is theme 1, a normal white color. So basically we have three combinations here. The Haley one is at theme 1, and the background is at theme 3, and the font is at theme 2. So it's a total mess that from what we have actually registered. So what do we do? Even though we have set startup theme, so let's stop that and get down here. And whenever wherever your main application or main theme loads, just unloaded event, you just say, theme service dot change theme, and on startup, irrespective of whatever theme is present, change set my theme to theme 1. That's what I'm saying here. Let's see now. So actually the theme that we were seeing on display was totally wrong. It was theme 3, theme 2, theme 1, everything mixed together. But now it is theme 1. We can be sure about that. So on startup, if you want to, when the application starts, you want to start with theme 2. On loader, you will just change the theme immediately, so that it will start with the, irrespective of whatever skin you have added, it is going to be theme 2, which is the mild one here and green one here. So that will be all. So this set startup theme, you can even comment it out. That's not a problem now, because it is not handling or managing the startup dictionaries anymore. But there is one reason why it is not removed from the theme service, is that the Haley monitor change a little bit depends on this, but you can still remove it. It will not affect anything, because this will be handled by your other method, like onloaded or wherever you call the change theme. Then all the libraries or all the controls will then synchronize with this theme too, irrespective of whatever their starting stages or whatever their initial stages. Now I removed set startup theme. Even though I have removed set startup theme, it is properly and correctly loaded with theme 2. And let's open here, and let's try to change to theme 3, theme 1, and everything is total and everything is fine. So that's it. You no longer need this one, and all you need to do all these things. Just to go through the video, and I hope it will be helpful for you. And this video itself is insightful, and I will see you in another video. Thank you.